Hello everyone, welcome to Wild Heart. I hope you brought a spare pair of underwear because after this, you're gonna need them.
Feed them to the sharks.
Beachgoers quickly flee from the water as a shark is spotted roaming shallow waters in Predatory Beach in Florida. No one got hurt, but things may have ended up very differently if the shark wasn't spotted so soon. Good thing the water in Florida is so clear. Two boys going for a swim in the UK are joined by something in the water. It all happens so quickly. If you blink, you might miss it. Please give your thoughts on what exactly you think it might have been. A diver off the coast of Fiji almost lost his life as a 5-meter tiger shark goes in for a headshot. Tiger sharks are sometimes referred to as the garbage cans of the sea, as they are opportunistic feeders with a varied diet that includes fish, seals, birds, turtles, crustaceans, and even non-food items like license plates, tires, and the occasional scuba diver's head. I'm going to have to blur this a little bit, as it is quite graphic. This haunting footage shows a white-tipped shark arriving at a scuba diving site in the Red Sea in Egypt, slowly and eerily circling everyone, likely trying to figure out what kind of animals they are and if they might potentially be food. Unfortunately, the shark decided that yes, indeed they are, before going in for a bite of one of the divers.
Yummy.
The shark got a taste and backed off. Moments afterwards, however, the shark ended up biting the leg of a second diver. This part was quite disturbing as the shark gripped onto the man's leg, thrashing and tearing. The shark was eventually shaken off, but the damage left in its wake was quite horrifying. A drone captures multiple moments of a tiger shark coming within just a few feet of beachgoers in Western Australia. Fortunately, the beautiful beast seemed to be just exploring, casually soaking in that warm, golden Australian summer sun. What I want to showcase here in this magnificent clip is just the thought of imagining what it's like to be a surfer or a swimmer out in the ocean only for a great white to decide that he or she wants you for lunch. It's just horrifying. There are 10 great white attacks worldwide per year on average, which means 10 unlucky people every single year find out exactly what it's like to be on the receiving end of a great white coming at you just like in this video. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. This poor seal was desperately trying to escape becoming a great white shark's lunch. Sadly, its valiant efforts weren't enough, as the massive predator snapped it up in its powerful jaws right in front of a stunned audience. Great white sharks can detect the heartbeat of their prey from up to 3 feet away, making it nearly impossible for seals to hide. Recorded in the north of Western Australia, a tiger shark almost beaches itself while in pursuit of some stingray lunch. Lucky for the ray, the shark failed, but can we just appreciate how spectacular looking that shark is? Absolutely stunning. This next clip is my worst nightmare and definitely makes me second guess if I ever want to go kayaking in open water. A fisherman in South Australia has a very close and somewhat personal encounter with a great white. The shark is recorded lunging from the depths and just barely missing his kayak and paddle. Considering a great white has a bite force of 4,000 pounds per square inch, it could have very likely bitten right through the kayak. What makes things even more horrifying is that the shark is later caught stalking him from beneath the surface. I've always had a bit of a fascination with sharks, and that being said, I would in fact like to go cage diving with sharks one day. But moments like these might end up deterring me from crossing that off my bucket list. Sharks are no joke, especially the great white, and they've been known to break through even the strongest of cages. But this guy fortunately survives and lives having experienced one incredible moment. A scuba diver has a very awkward encounter with a 500-pound grouper. This sea creature decided that it wasn't in the mood for its typical diet of fish and crustaceans. Instead, it opted to go for a human, going straight for the head in what could be considered a kill shot. Fortunately, besides needing a new pair of underwear, this diver lives to scuba another day. When I think of Texas, shark or shark attacks aren't really what comes to mind. Yet, there is a footage of a massive 10-foot hammerhead recorded by a group of friends fishing in the Bay of San Luis Pass. The Lone Star State has documented 45 unprovoked shark attacks since 1911, 5 of which have been fatal. What do you think you would do in this situation? This shark seems to be in serious trouble, but at the same time, it is a great white, so any wrong move could potentially be your last. Let me know in the comments. A great white shark washed ashore and became trapped on a beach in Chatham, Massachusetts. Conservationists did their best to keep the shark as wet as possible until a plan was made to rescue the shark. After some creative thoughts, they decided to tie a rope to the shark and drag it off with a motorboat. They did everything they could, but unfortunately, it was too late for the poor great white. Definitely don't want to go swimming at this beach. This looks like some convoluted method a villain would use to kill James Bond. Recorded in Melbourne, Australia, a French surfer named Dylan Necas was attacked by a shark but managed to escape by punching it twice in the face. What you see here is the shark coming back for seconds. Dylan was assisted to the shore by another surfer and sustained lacerations and puncture wounds on his leg. But in the end, it was all good and only required 4 stitches. Check out this incredible footage of a 7-foot mako shark launching high in the air and landing on a boat. The men from Massachusetts promptly try to get out of its way as it thrashes around. Mako sharks are known as the athletes of the sea and can leap up to 20 feet out of the water, making them some of the highest jumping fish in the ocean. As you can see here in this other clip, it's somewhat of a common issue with mako sharks. They just love leaping from the water, scaring the crap out of fishermen and boat divers as they land right in front of them. Makos, in my opinion, are one of the most interesting shark species of them all.
Don't go anywhere. It's not real.
A basking shark shows off its incredibly large mouth in Dingle, Ireland. Basking sharks migrate to the waters around Ireland during spring and summer, particularly along the west coast, to feed on the abundant plankton. Another intense video from Florida, this time at Miami Beach. Multiple sharks filmed from above recorded the sharks casually swimming underneath unsuspecting surfers and swimmers.
40 feet offshore from the popular beach.
Recorded in South Africa in 2016, this might be one of the best shark breaches ever caught on camera. Great whites can breach at speeds of up to 25 miles per hour, often launching themselves out of the water while hunting seals and other prey. This is why you can't always trust shark cages. After grabbing some bait, this great white bangs into the cage and chaotically thrashed around until it ended up inside the cage. What makes this moment so insane is that there is a diver inside the cage. In the end, everyone and the shark was okay, but could you imagine how this guy felt?
No se animan a entrar. Entrega la cámara de video y lo ayudan a subir.
simply amazing footage is recorded of an enormous basking shark in Cork Harbour, Ireland. Despite their size and somewhat intimidating appearance, basking sharks are filter feeders and completely harmless to humans, subsisting solely on microscopic plankton. This might be the most incredible footage of this entire video. While swimming across the Cook Strait in New Zealand, 3 hours into his journey, Adam Walker noticed a 3-meter great white swimming beneath him. But before he could have time to panic, a pod of dolphins appeared, seemingly to protect him. The incredible footage shows the dolphins staying by his side, even pausing as he stopped for a drink. They swam with him for an astonishing 90 minutes until the shark finally disappeared. This is another one that's easy to miss, which is what makes this moment that much more terrifying. One of the first things that they teach you in scuba is not panicking in a dangerous situation. These divers made an exception. Recorded in Coffs Harbour in New South Wales, Australia, this is probably the best possible reaction one can have after seeing a 14-foot great white swimming directly under you. Using a GoPro, these Aussie surfers captured a magnificent shot of the king of the ocean, followed by a call to action that was both life-saving and classic Aussie. Considering that this is pure nightmare fuel and how calm and collected everyone was, I wouldn't be surprised if this wasn't the first time they have surfed with the great white. Just amazing. Way to go, Aussie surfers!